This is Endgame, but you have found yourself lost and you are confused on what you should do now. Or maybe you're just stuck and you can't defeat the horrible ends of the Endgame content. Do not worry, I'm going to be helping out with every single Endgame game mode within this guide. So when doing Endgame content, you gotta be real with yourself. Are you actually ready to dive into the hard aspects of Wuthering Waves? So let me teach you a couple things that you can do so that way you can make your time just a little bit easier while doing the Endgame. So to start off, what I recommend you highly do is to assess your resonators, your weapons, and your echoes. The Endgame content can be quite difficult at times, so it's important that you have your resonators the best that they can be while doing the Endgame. So with that said, my very first tip is to get your union rank to level 30 and then get your databank level to level 15. The reason why you are doing this is because once you are level 15 on your databank and you are level 30 in your union rank, that is when the drops on 5-star echoes begin. And basically you could obtain the best echoes possible for your resonator builds. While this may not be useful in Elusive Realm, this tip is very useful for Tower of Adversity and when you're doing holograms at Endgame. I won't even lie to you guys, I do not have any of my resonators currently built correctly. That is mainly because working on your resonator builds when you cannot obtain 5-star echoes is an absolute waste of time. The reason why I say this is because if you take your purple echoes for example, the max level you can get on them is a level 20 with only 4 substats. And then if we're talking about blue cost echoes, the max level is 15 with only 3 substats. And as for golden echoes, the max level is 25 with a maximum number of 5 for substats, making this the best option. And we won't even get into green echoes because I'm sure you know that you won't even have any towards the end game anyways. And if for some reason that you do, you might as well data merge them because you have absolutely zero use for them. And then of course make sure your resonators are all built up correctly and that they synergize well together, because making sure your team composition works well together is going to help you through the depths of Tower of Adversity. In Tower of Adversity, you still have a team of 3 resonators. These 3 resonators are given a vigor charge. In the introduction of Tower of Adversity in the stable zone, you are able to use a set of 3 resonators for the whole entire tower. So make sure you are selecting the top 3 characters that you are most comfortable with and get to work. When starting battle on any given floor, you want to read what type of benefits you gain from that floor. For example, on this floor when Resonator's HP is above 75%, crit rate is increased by 20% and crit damage is increased by 65%. So for my Resonators, I'm going to be using Baizha and Jiangxing to basically maintain the heals across my team of Resonators. I will deal more damage overall, gaining the benefits from the stage. However, for my main damage dealer Rover, if her HP falls below that percentage bar, I'll be going from dealing some big damage numbers to basically love tapping my enemies. So it is very important that you understand how your Resonators work and how they synergize well with your team, and you are very comfortable with their echoes that you've selected as their main echo. Also, another little short tip that you could do to help you out. For me personally, I like to pop all my Resonators ultimates or resonance liberations at the beginning of any given stage, so I can throw all the enemies into one big combination, and depending, even pop all my echo abilities to get a perfect head start on the stage. For your main damage dealer, I would try to get their damage up as high as possible as well, so that we can clear these swarms of enemies faster. That's another good tip I can give you. Also, retracting back to the topic of getting your databank level to level 15, it is worth way more of your time to build those 5-star echoes and get the right rolls for them, because in Wuthering Waves it is very easy to burn all of your resources, and if you do that, you are going to have a very bad time. So if you're currently grinding for 4-star echoes or below, I would suggest you stop. Forget about endgame for a second and go back and make sure you could actually farm those 5-star echoes and build your resonators surrounding those echoes. Remember, this is called endgame for a reason. Endgame means you maximize your potential as a full gacha addict. Just do keep in mind, it is a gacha game, meaning there's one specific rule you should follow. Take your time and game at your own pace. This game is not a race. Avoid bad habits and making big mistakes. As you guys watch on, I actually entered this Tower of Adversity level with only 4-star echoes, and I am currently struggling real bad to even make it by. And this is only the first tower of the whole Tower of Adversity. So I know me personally, when I'm done with this video, I am going to get locked in and get my 5-star echoes for my 3 main resonators, because to be honest, they deserve better than what I gave them. And I know I personally didn't grind this much to give them anything less. Also, me being me, I really want Yinlin when she comes out. So of course I'm going to come back for these sweet gacha currency rewards. And if you're wondering what those blue shaped triangle chips are, they are called Hazard Records, which is an in-game currency only obtainable from the Tower of Adversity. You can use this in-game currency to buy a Phantom Echo, or you could use this currency to buy a whole bunch of other XP level up materials skills, or even premium tuners, which are all pretty awesome rewards. As for the elusive realm, I love the way Kuro Games actually made this endgame game mode. You may only use one specific resonator at a time, and if you are not comfortable using one specific resonator of your choice that's on your team, you may use a trial version of Rover that's provided to you by the elusive realm. During your playthrough of the elusive realm, you will collect these things called memory points. You utilize these memory points to gain different buffs for your playthrough. As you can see here, resonator skills, weapon attributes and skills are available in the elusive realm, while echo attributes and skills are disabled. Think of this game mode as the arcade version of Wuthering Waves. Once you dive into the elusive realm, you are met with an abandoned train with a very blossomy look everywhere you go. Once loaded in, you want to talk to this guy named Illusia, which I am for sure certain that is short for illusion. You will be prompted with two different echoes that you are available to choose. This echo will act as your first slot echo, as the one that you normally morph into during combat. So choose carefully, because once you choose, you are stuck with it for good. But just remember, losing in the elusive realm will not have any effects towards future gameplay. So if one route doesn't work out, choose the other. After that, you want to talk to this cat named Metaphor. Metaphor will typically give you a list of items or a list of companions to choose from. If you look to the left hand side of your screen, you will see the echo you selected with levels all the way up to 4. Your primary goal is to level this echo all the way up to level 4 to help you during your playthrough of the elusive realm. When you're done selecting, Metaphor will take its leave. And then after, you want to talk to Ivory, who will appear from time to time. Ivory will focus on buffing your basic attacks or any skills that your main resonator is using. Each option has different effects, but go with whatever you feel is right. And I'm gonna be honest, there's really no right or wrong answer. Just pick one and have fun and roll with it. Once you're in, it will spawn you into one of the elusive realm worlds. And here you're gonna really see some big numbers jump up from your selected resonator. And let me tell you, although I did beat Wuthering Waves, the elusive realm endgame game mode has me addicted. Also, typically when prompted and you have other resonators on your team composition, you are able to perform an intro skill or a chain attack with them. However, at the beginning of your playthrough, when you talk to Metaphor the space cat, you chose a companion, so instead when you are trying to switch them in, they just perform an ultimate instead to help you out, which is pretty cool of Kuro Games to change the gameplay style to try to implement different things into their endgame game mode. Once you are finished with a stage in the elusive realm, Metaphor will reappear. Like I said before, I typically want to follow the guide that my echo is requiring, so I'm going to try to select a card that's going to work both for my resonator and my echo. And to do this, I pair up the elements. Once I'm done, I'm given an option to walk into one of two doors. It being a new endgame game mode, I'm not quite sure what each door does, but it is an arcade type game mode, so just go with your gut and have fun. I'd also like to mention I figured this out a little bit more later on a different playthrough of Elusive Realm when I was just playing to play. Open rules of gacha games apply in the Elusive Realm as well. Once you are finished with the challenges in the memory zone that you are currently on, make sure you take a quick look around before proceeding to the next memory zone, because there could be hidden secrets within the memory zone that you're currently on. Like, I went to go take a screenshot of the scenery inside the Elusive Realm, and then I found one of those breakable rocks with the symbols on them that you could find in the regular open world. I broke the rock, and then I just found Metaphor just chilling there. And as usual, the space cat gave me extra benefits that would help me later on in the Elusive Realm. Sometimes you will run into this illusion who will give you an option of 3 keys. I am almost certain that each key has a different element meaning, but as of right now, since I'm inexperienced of what these mean, I couldn't tell you. While jumping through every memory zone, you are given this currency called Dream Fragments. The only time you are able to use these Dream Fragments is when Ivory pops back up. He is a transaction shop that will give you cards that will boost your resonator and boost your echo, so typically you want to match the element to that echo again, just like when you see Metaphor. Each and every door has a different sequence waiting for you on the other side, so I can't really go through them all and explain to you what exactly is behind what and what means what. I guess that's probably why this makes this one of my favorite game modes in the whole entire game. Random challenges, random events hidden behind doors. This is the end game experience. Of course, once you reach the end of the Elusive Realm, you are met with the boss fight, and here you will get to see if you chose the right paths during your whole entire journey through the realm, or if you're just a god, you can just skill diff the boss. I know I've been rambling about how immersive this experience is, but the whole entire realm is just really fun. So if you ever want to break from grinding those 5-star echoes or doing anything that takes up a lot of time when you're just trying to sit back and relax, this is the perfect endgame game mode for you. And not gonna lie, maybe the most casual thing in all of Wuthering Waves. And of course, the best part of Elusive Realms is the gacha currency you receive after completing it. Elusive Realms also has its own endgame currency called Elusive Specimen, which you can use down the line to obtain free Astrate, a free 5-star Echo, premium tuners, and a whole bunch of XP materials. As far as tactical hologram goes, the same rules apply with building your resonators and using the correct team compositions. Out of the 3 endgame game modes, I would say this is the most difficult, as everything becomes becomes an anime version of Elden Ring. The higher the difficulty level, the harder it gets. As far as the enemy attacks, the speed, how many HP it has, going all the way to the fact that you'll solely be one shot every single time you get hit. You must be able to read the boss perfectly and utilize your attacks perfectly, because one fatal mistake and you will meet your end real quick. Building your resonators to the best of your capability is the best way to approach the tactical hologram. Being able to get the best support possible for your intro and outro skills, being able to get the best support possible from your resonators as far as their skills go, and also understanding the advanced levels of Wuthering Waves that not every casual player will tap. And in the tactical hologram, you do not need any meta resonators or any meta team compositions in order to clear it. To give it to you straight, you just gotta get good. Think about one of your talents and what you're good at, or think about something that took so long to achieve that you had to work hard to work towards. As much as you may not want to hear it, the only way to get better is to practice. That is why tactical hologram is a endgame game mode. And to be completely honest, if I were to be able to complete all levels of any tactical hologram, I'd be pretty freaking satisfied. Actually, as a matter of fact, I just gave myself a new goal. Tactical hologram also has its own endgame currency called the data set. You can use this in the simulation store and you can buy a various amount of rewards, such as XP materials, premium tuners, lustrous tides, 5-star echoes, and a whole bunch more. Well, that is all I have for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my endgame content guide. And if you learned anything new, please comment down below and let me know. And while you're at it, smash that subscribe button and join the community Discord. That's it for now. Peace.